Hey there, Partridge Kids. Welcome to STEWY'S 2021 Music Lesson of the Week. Hey there, Partridge Kids, and welcome to week 9 of your online learning for term 3. This week, I would just like you to continue working from the choice boards, those grids with 12 activities, and you can choose 1 or 2 of them to do for this week and for next week too. For this week though, I thought I'd better give you a little bit of revision on how to read the notes of the treble clef, because one of the activities in the grid is you can choose star fours if you're lucky enough to have an iPad or iPhone and your parents are happy to let you download star fours. I think it costs $1.49 and then you have it forever, and it's a fantastic program if you're interested in getting better at reading music. Or you can click on the link that I've included to a game called Note Names for Kids. Now, because that one's free, I think we'll take a look at Note Names for Kids and see how that works. But before we look at the link, I'll just show you on my Mac a few basics that are going to help refresh your memories when it comes to reading the notes of the treble clef. I'm talking every good boy deserves fruit and face in the space. Let's take a look. Here I have a worksheet and I've used the drawing tool to write in the notes onto the musical staff. Now, being grades 3s, 4s, 5s and 6s, you should know by now that this is called a treble clef. We've got our 5 lines and 4 spaces, which are known as the musical staff, or if you have more than one, it's a stave. In case you've forgotten, we know the musical alphabet goes from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then reloads. There's no H, there's no K or anything else. Once it gets to G, it starts again on A. And if you think back to all the stuff we've done with piano and keyboard, you should hopefully help you understand what I'm talking about. So we should know by now that the bottom line is E. Just continuing up as it gets higher, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And the saying we use is every, you know what I might do? I might change the color here so it matches what we've got. For the notes on the lines, E, every, and I'll circle the E there. G, good. This is just the way they help you remember the notes, because they won't always appear in a line going from lowest to highest. B, boy. I'm matching it with down there. D, deserves. And F, fruit. When it comes to the notes in the spaces, I'll change the color again to help us identify. In the space, it spells face. So there's your F in the first space there, which is green. Then we've got A. Hopefully you can all spell face by now. C. Oh, my mouse skills are getting a bit average, aren't they? And E spells face. So if you remember every good boy deserves fruit and face in the space, there are other sayings. Now I think they use a different one in Note Names for Kids. But what we also need to think about, and I'm pretty sure this doesn't happen in Note Names for Kids, it does happen in star fours, but not everyone's got star fours. Let's change the color here. You guys should know that you do get notes below and above. Now, let's use down here, if this note under the staff, well, if you know that that's an E, the note that comes before E is going to be a D. So I'll write that in there. And I have run out of space. I'll do it under here, even though it really should be over here a bit. Before D in the alphabet, well, you should know it's a C. But this is that middle C that appears in between the treble and the bass staff. We're not really working on bass staff just now. So if you can remember, this is middle C. That's the most important note in music. And going up above, we'll only do 2 below and 2 above. We've done this back in class. Once you get above the staff, let's maybe go up here. Doesn't matter because they're both treble staffs. Well, if this is an F, the note sitting on top, it's going to be a G. Write a G down there. then, as we know, if we go up again and we add in the ledger line, this note here would be an A. And it would just keep going up. B, C, D, and you just keep adding in spaces and ledger lines as you go. Now, hopefully this little refresher here is going to help you play the Star Wars, or how about we take a look at note names for kids right now and try to apply what we know. So you're in your Google Slides and you click on the link and it will take you, there we go, to note names for kids. Now the strange thing is, doesn't matter, I've tried to change the link a bit, but it always takes you back to word 3. So because we don't want to start at number 3, we want to start from the start. We'll click up the top here, play note names. Now it's gone back to the very first word, word 1. So as you can see, we've got our A, B, C, D, E, F, G, the notes of the treble staff. There's our treble clef. Here's our stave or stave. And we need to figure out what these musical notes are. Well, every good B, boy, and this is in the 4th space. I know the last letter of space, the last letter of face is E, and there it is. Word complete. So hopefully we'll do one more. Hopefully you get the idea. Every good boy D deserves the second letter of face is A, F-A. Every good boy B, dab, like the dance move. Awesome. So hopefully you get the idea of how that works. That's pretty much our lesson for this week. If you could have a go at note names for kids, if you haven't got Star Wars, that is, maybe you could want to have a go at this anyway. That'd be really good revision for all sorts of music. It's time to wrap up the lesson. So that's it for another edition of Stewy's Music Online. Please choose a couple of activities from the grid. I would probably go the note names for kids or Star Wars one this week, considering we've just done a bit of revision on it then. Before I go though, a little request from my friend Disco Stew. It was a fantastic success, the disco a couple of weeks ago. We're going to do it again this Friday at 2:15 in my WebEx room. The room number will come up on the compass for mums and dads. But Disco Stew asked me to ask you to email some requests to me. I'll pass them on to Disco Stew, and he'll try his best to play them at this Friday's disco. I think we're going to be having a go at the bus stop this week, as well as a bit of freestyling. So that's it for this week. Take care out there, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Hope you